What I learned competing. As you heard from Tim, I competed in the evaluation contest at the District 30 Fall Conference. It was the evaluation competition, which works like this. A beginning speaker is chosen to make a presentation. A beginner is chosen so that the evaluators have something to say. Imagine if a very experienced professional speaker were put up there for me to evaluate. All I could say was, pretty damn good. But they put up a beginner speaker, and then the contestants have 5 minutes to write down notes to evaluate that speaker. They're taken to a separate room, they all separate from each other, write their notes down, and one by one brought to the stage to give an evaluation. The setup is such that the 8 contestants who are not evaluating the first contestant can't hear what the first one says. When the first one is done, he or she could stay in the room and listen to the second one, the third one, the fourth one. But the contestants are isolated from each other. That's how it worked. I was chosen as the number 1 contestant, which is both good and bad. It's good because it meant, hey, I'd get up there, get this over with, and get on to listen to the other people. It's bad because, as you might know, judges wait to see what other people will do after the first person has spoken. Even if the first person is best, in their mind they're thinking, let me see what the third person is like, or the 8th person. So there were 9 contestants. I was the first. The beginning speaker was a relatively young woman, dark-haired, about this height, from Romania, and gave a presentation on coming to America from Romania. Interesting story. I got up there and found out that because of a problem with the microphone system, we weren't going to have lapel mics. Instead, we had to stand behind a lectern. A big lectern. A gigantic lectern. Which I could see over, but not that well. And I was like that. And I went through my evaluation of the speaker. I had 3 good points, which I ticked off. Nice story, good dialogue, nice description of characters. Then I went to 3 places for growth. Use the U, use gestures, and use the stage more. Bang, 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 bang. Sat down and listened to the other evaluations. They came out, they gave their evaluations. Oh, okay, not bad. Third one came out, okay, interesting. Fourth one, not bad. Towards the end, like the 7th person came out, was what is commonly called a big woman. A big woman, way up there. The lectern was here, she was up there, and she was charming. You know, she kind of had a big woman's jolliness, and she joked, and she was fun. She had a few points. I thought, well, didn't have many comments for the speaker, but she had a nice presence. And then right after her, a young man came out, that many of us know, Garrett, and he's what we call a big man. He got out there in front of that lectern and he gestured and he was charming, and he says, oh, you gave a great speech and we love that story about Romania. We all come to the United States. And I'm thinking, well, where's the beef? Remember that saying? Where's the content? But it was a lot of style. 9th person came out. It wasn't that interesting, and I thought, well, you know, my evaluation was pretty good. The evaluation contest ended, and we had 2 hours before the results were going to be announced at lunch. And during that 2 hours, people were coming up to me and saying, Ken, that was a great evaluation. I learned so much. You gave those points. Do you come to clubs and give talks about this? Yeah, you invite me, I'll come to the club. I said, hey, maybe maybe I did it right. Maybe I won this thing. We get to lunchtime and they're announcing the winners. You already know the result. And they say in third place, Ken Brzezinski. Third place? What do you mean third place? I was on 1, 2, 3, boom, boom, boom. I had this evaluation nailed. Second place, the big woman. First place, the guy with the gesture. And I learned something. I learned that evaluations and public speaking is not just about what you have to say. It's how you say it and how you communicate through your body, through your voice, and through your physical presence to the audience. As Tim often says, think of the audience. Remember the audience. And that was a part of my presentation that was not strong. I was going point 1, point 2, point 3. Growth, point 1, point 2, point 3. Not giving out that charm and that sense of, here I am, talking to you, telling you something you're going to learn. So I learned speaking is about delivery as well, presence. And that's something you might find useful when you give presentations. So after that learning experience, I resolved 2 things. I resolved to become more charming. And if some of you can tell me how to do that, I would welcome that. And the second thing I resolved was to become bigger on stage. Now you might be thinking, oh, Ken's going to go out and fill himself up until he gets there. But actually what that means, and Tim and I have talked about it, is using gestures and the stage as much as you can to give presence. Walk forward, stand up. And if you can avoid speaking behind a lectern, do that. That'll be useful to you. Try and get hold of a mic and don't be like me looking over the top like that. So competing was an opportunity to learn a lot. I hope you remember those lessons. Be charming, be big. It's about delivery and your content as well.